It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, now these are the games that challenge you. They'll have their work cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win. In tonight's game, Carmelo Anthony, one of the top scorers in the history of the NBA.
History?
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. That's right.
Now,
that's
deep into his 30s now. Mm-hmm. And for him, Kenny, it's become about trying to win an NBA title.
Yeah, because he's got the gold medals. He's got the double-digit All-Star appearances and a scoring title. But what he has not attained is the ultimate goal of getting the ring.
You know, he's put up some Hall of Fame numbers, and at this point, he just wants to win.
I agree.
Yeah. And what are his chances?
Doesn't matter because they'll never surpass us. We have 6 rings up here, Ernie.
Wow.
4, 2, and 0. That's 6.
You have such a great way of putting things.
You didn't have to call Ernest out.
I didn't call him out. I just said we as a team we have 6 rings.
That's true.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. You don't have to say 4, 2, and 0.
Okay.
You just say we have 6 rings up here at this desk.
We have
Got
6
it.
rings.
6 rings at this
2
desk.
over here.
4 over there.
0. But it makes 6.
We're still champions, Ernie.
My self-esteem is taking a beating today.
That's all right.
We used to
Taking a beating.
We used to get Emmys
Taking
until
a beating.
But Emmys.
No,
Emmys counts as rings.
We used to get a lot of Emmys until.
Oh, let's let it go.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. Home court advantage goes to the Rockets, playing here in Houston. Looking at the first half of the season, it's been one they've been very proud of. They have a lot of confidence so far.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
You know, that's what makes these games great. I mean, no love lost between these two squads. It's great competition with a little animus sprinkled in there.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, well, the Rockets' bona fides as a contending team are real. Now, James Harden says we're as real as it can get. I've never been this confident. We have depth that, at any moment, can impact the game. Strong words, Kevin.
Credit their front office for assembling the pieces. Thanks, David. Well, for those teams already expected Clark to go deep into the playoffs around this time of year, how easy do you think it is to just go through the motions and maybe not tighten the screws as much as you should?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I never had the experience of being a player on a playoff team, but I did broadcast a number of the outstanding Pacers teams, and it is tough in the long haul of the season for teams that are fighting for potential championships to stay engaged fully during the regular season. There is a period, and I think most really good teams will admit it, that they aren't as focused because they're excited for the playoffs to start, and they just have to work themselves through those dog days of the regular season.
Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. They've got Rab. Jermichael Green is out there with Anderson. Then it's Conley, and it's Brooks in at the 2 spot. Anderson can't get it to go. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Rockets. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul. Harden's got the game going here with the first basket for the Rockets. To the left side wing. Rab kicks to Conley. Bucket is good.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Paul against Conley. There's the pass to Capella. Back to Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep, Harden. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. Brooks with it. Last time out, he had 14 points. Here's Rab. Over in the corner, Conley. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Brooks. Just 5 on the clock. Over Harden.
And, you know, it's awesome to see Harden giving his all on defense. That's been an area that he's needed to improve on. Really making an effort to stay with his guy.
And it's in there.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Harden against Brooks. Conley's shot is off. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Harden finds Anthony. Harden trying to get open. And it's Memphis on the break. And that's good. Michael Conley for 3. Conley's got 5.
And the spacing that Conley provides from long range really has become crucial to this offense.
Here's Harden on the wing. The 17-footer goes down. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. To the wing right side. Conley, the pass to Rab. Conley kicks to Rab. Back to Conley. Memphis moving that ball around. Shot clock at 5. Brooks, that's a 2-pointer. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. Here's Anthony. He had 10 points in the win against New Orleans. Passes to Capella. Harden with it. Fires for 3. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And, you know, Harden is super reliable from outside the arc. He's got that sweet lefty stroke, and it's a thing of beauty to watch.
Rab kicks to Brooks. Good work there as it goes. Brooks has got his 2nd basket of the night.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Harden against Brooks. And Harden with the stuff.
Surgical precision from Harden, demonstrating his sick handles one more time.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Memphis. Timeout. Trailing by 2. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. You look at Houston. Right now, they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And, of course, there's the Grizzlies. They're 9th best in the conference.
And seeing where the Rockets are, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And they're not a team that other teams look forward to facing. They're only going to get scarier the deeper into the season we get.
And you got to love just how smart of a point guard Mike Conley is. You never get the sense he is forcing anything with the ball and keeps it moving around to his teammates. Very aware of his spacing and the spacing of others while running that offense.
That's good from Conley. And Conley, who is so good with space and timing on offense, seems to always find a way to score inside.
I mean, he has that great floater to lean on for scoring. And the only thing you want from Conley is health. Has had a few too many injuries to ignore the last few seasons. This team is so visibly better when he is healthy and on the floor.
And Mike Conley, the fellow Buckeye, is about as reliable as it gets in running his team and doing everything you want a point guard to do. A crafty defender. He also has really elevated his game offensively.
Offensive rebound. Capella kicks to Paul. And the 3 off target. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%.
Boy, strange that he bricked that one. I mean, no clue where the defense was, and tell you what, they got very lucky.
Pass to Harden, fires the 3. Brooks grabs the board.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Kicks it to Conley. Outside, Green. Back to Conley. It's tipped. Taken away by Anthony. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. They get a hand on it.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Now here is Conley, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. And it's Brooks at the elbow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And again, Memphis no good. Rockets have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Harden finds Anthony. Anderson with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Harden inside the three-point line. Here is Harden. He's coming off a 34-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And, you know, Capella is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on it.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Capella.
Clint Capella is a guy who's a defensive anchor and takes quality shots, and because of that, he plays his role to perfection.
Brooks kicks to Conley. The pass to Anderson. Feeds to Green. No good. Shot missing. And Houston the other way now. To the middle. Tipped away. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Conley. He drains the quick shot. Conley's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And here's Harden. 11 points in the game. Capella, the pass to Carmelo. Kicks it out to Paul. And another shot. And the layup is up and in.
Nice aggressive move by Paul. You know, for a little guy, he knows exactly how to finish inside. Very good at making it happen against bigger players.
Now here's Anderson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Now here's Paul. Pass to Anthony. Again, the miss by Anthony.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Anderson against Anthony. Conley finds Anderson. Just 5 to shoot. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. They traveled to Memphis last time they faced the Grizzlies and came away with a win.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Parsons checked in for Green. Caspi comes in for Anderson. Brooks checked in for Marshawn Brooks. And it's Harrison in for Mike Conley.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here is Caspi. 14 points from him the last game against Boston. Passes it to Harrison for 3. Drops in the tray. Harrison's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
Here is Caspi. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The shot by Harrison, no good. Green kicks to Knight. Pass to Ennis. Over Caspi. And that's an air ball. Not even close. Parsons attacking. Shoots over Tucker. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
And the pass to Knight. From deep. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 6 points for Brandon Knight.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Now here's Knight. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
Nice start as he's knocked down 3 of his first 4 and has hit the ground at high speed. You take a look at the Rockets offense and they've become lean and mean. Very few mid-range shots, no long twos. It's all threes and points in the paint. They keep their menu tight and it works for them.
Here's Harrison. In the loss to the Celtics the other night, definitely was not himself. And the basket is good. Harrison's got 5 now.
Boy, that's impressive. I mean, not often do you see shots like this find the net. Fortunately, the basket got in the way.
And the Rockets with possession here. The Grizzlies making the shot. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Harrison. That is his first foul of the game. .156 left in the first. Right side, Knight. Back to Ennis. Shot clock at 5. And good that time. Ennis has got his first 2 points. And you talked about the Rockets' focus offensively. It's all on Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah, they're the main shot creators for that offense. Everybody else better be happy spotting up, setting picks and rolling, and scoring in transition. The Beard and CP are going to have the ball in their hands most of the time.
Here's Brooks. The Rockets making the shot. Here's Harrison. And Yvonne Rabb gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And so Nene will bring it up for the Rockets. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
And, Greg, you know, not too many teams are going to win shooting that poorly from the floor. So, I'd have to say it says a lot about them as a ball club to win with that poor shooting performance.
And the Grizzlies with possession here, following the score by Houston. And here's Brooks from outside. And the rebound goes to Nene.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Knight into the lane. The teardrop falls in. And now a 5-point Rocket lead.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Harrison. He's guarded by Knight. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
And he banks in the layup. Knight's got 14. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 5. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it.
It wasn't an immediate star turn for Mike Conley in the NBA. He talked about that journey.
The ups and downs of injuries and early on in my career not being able to be consistent enough to be considered a top guard in the league and making myself work that much harder to get my game to a level where I feel that I can compete against anybody in the league. And that's what I'm most proud of, is just being able to withstand that.
Great work ethic is the key. Conley stayed at it.
And a player that's known for keeping his composure, that helps also. He weathered those early challenges and just stayed positive.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Rockets.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
They've also gotten into a nice rhythm from the three-point line early on tonight.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Rockets, E.J. Tucker is out there with Ennis. Then there's Brandon Knight. Then there's Nene. And it's Green in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Green. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Pass to Knight. 6 to shoot. Steps back and fires. And that one hits back iron.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Here's Harrison. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Harrison's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Grizzlies. Pass to Knight. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Memphis.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
Brooks misses. Houston leading by 3. Knight taking his time here. A rebound by Rab.
And all the skill used on that crossover. Might want to save a little bit for the finish. Unable to convert there.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Marc Gasol is the more fiery of the Gasol brothers. Pau Gasol says, I sugarcoat things a little more than Marc. He's more emotional, more direct. And Marc said, when a mistake happens on defense, I know you're not concentrating. I don't allow that. He knows controlling his frustration is important. He says, I'm working on it. Guys?
Part of leadership, DA. Thank you. Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. James Harden comes in for Ennis, and Paul subbed in for Brandon Knight. The offensive rebound. Capella with the bucket.
Hey, you got to put a body on Capella. I mean, he's a tenacious offensive rebounder and does a nice job using his body.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Green inside. Capella covering. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line. It always seems like great teams find the best glue guys, the guys that make them a team. Who are some of those players who just bring a team everything and bring it together, Clark?
I call those guys value utility guys because they do so much that helps you win, and things just seem to run better and go smoother when they're on the court. And there are a lot of them that fall into that category. They're not your primary stars, but they make the stars better. Robert Covington from Philadelphia has that ability because he shoots it well and defends multiple positions. And Draymond Green is probably at the head of the class.
By the way, you're our glue guy. You're a 2K.
Glad to be part of the team.
Grizzlies have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Here's Anthony. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Now here's Green. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
Offline with his 3. Rockets leading by 4. Paul passes to Chris. Outside Anthony. Back to Chris, and the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That's his first foul. Here's Capella, bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
When Capella plays with force inside, watch out. I like his intensity.
Harden against Brooks. Outside Conley for 3. Memphis the rebound. Parsons trying to break loose. And yes, it's good. Green's got his second bucket tonight.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Harden against Brooks. Harden outside. Paul for 3. Houston working now with the new shot clock. To the middle. Here's Chris.
Oh! Yes, sir! Come on, bring it!
And once Chris gets the position he wants, he is throwing it down with a vengeance.
And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Brooks, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Boston Celtics. Takes the 13-footer and misses it off the right side of the rim. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Outside Green. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Houston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Paul goes in. Capella. That shot no good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Harden surveying the D. That 3 off the mark.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first.
That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Anderson. Paul against Conley. Paul's shot is off.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Conley into the lane. Memphis moving that ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Tries it from the top of the key. Misses off the left iron. And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. And Clint Capella with a big pay raise this season.
Well, you forget just how young he is. I mean, this guy is just starting his career. His rookie contract concluded last season, and the Rockets willing to pay whatever they needed to keep him.
Now here's Harden. Here's Capella. Can't hit from 12. Anderson outside. He kicks it to Conley. And it's Brooks in the corner. A miss that time. Would have put him up. Houston in the lead. That's a 2 from Paul. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Paul's got his second basket of the night.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Now here's Brooks. He has 7. Conley feeling it out. In the corner, Parsons with it. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Parsons got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
Here's Paul. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And don't let his defensive work get passed over. With all his steals, he was just as valuable on D as he was at the other end.
Here is Conley after Clint Capella's bucket. Parsons finds Anderson. Parsons with it, working on Chris, and Parsons gets it to go. Parsons gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Inside, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Green. Here's Brooks. Another shot. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got the lead up to 2 now for the Grizzlies.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Brooks kicks to Green. The dish to Conley. Here's Anderson. The teardrop falls in. Anderson's got 4 points this quarter.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Harden the pass to Capella. Launches a 3. Parsons with the rebound. Parsons got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Anderson kicks to Conley. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Clark, we know you were a great athlete. Would you have enjoyed playing at the pace we're seeing in today's NBA style?
I hope I could have played in today's game. Again, I was not an uber athletic guy. Athletic enough to get things done on the court. Was a skilled basketball player more than a great athlete. So the athleticism of today might have challenged me a bit. But I still think I could have played and been effective in today's game.
I agree. Here's Harrison. Brandon Knight picking up that last basket.
No excuses, no explanations. I mean, got to sink that J from mid-range. Defense wasn't even paying attention to him. Come on, man.
Now here's Ennis. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Knight against Conley. And Brooks gets it on the assist from Conley. And the Grizzlies lead by 4.
Yeah, and Conley just makes the game fun. Able to shoot, but focused on also facilitating for teammates.
Nene finds Knight. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Knight's got 4 points this quarter.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Houston.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this back court has kept them in the game.
And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Now, here's Nene. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Knight kicks it to Tucker. No good. That would have tied it. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Unloads from 13. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Nene's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Conley against Knight. And Tucker has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. The baseline J. It's tipped. Here is Caspi, guarded by Tucker. They double-team Conley. Brooks outside. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 3 assists in the game.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Now, here is Knight. 18 points for him. Now Ennis to the middle. Here's Green. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. 4-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Yeah, I think they were totally checked out, Greg. At least that's what it looked like. When you play that kind of defense, you expect to lose.
And that one falls for Mike Conley. And he can't hit the second. Rockets trail by 5. Knight with it. No good there. Here is Caspi, and that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Grizzlies out in front, up by 5. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Brandon, what's the key to the second half?
I think we're doing all right. But we always want to improve. We always want to get better, and we just want to apply the principles that we applied throughout the week. So I think we did a good job, early on. Then we started to get fatigued and get a little bit tired. So I think we got to continue to play through adversity.
Well, we'll see if you can find your second win in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Nobody had an answer for Mike Conley in the first. He ended up with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
I was surprised on how comfortable they seemed here on the road. The hostile crowd, that didn't bother them at all. And I want to see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
They did some good things, but not enough. They need to start being more assertive. Go harder to the rim. Generate some free throw opportunities at the very least. Do something.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
And as we return to Houston, Texas, a terrific look at the skyline here. The Toyota Center, part of that great landscape. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. An exceptional performance from Brandon Knight.
His points production thus far, off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Tipping off the second half, here's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5. We've got Green, Conley out there with Marshawn Brooks. Then there's Kyle Anderson. And it's Rhea in at the center. And 6'10 forward Marquise Chris, the 8th overall pick in 2016 out of the University of Washington.
And you know, Kevin, it was almost like he took a step back in year 2. The guy's an athletic pogo stick, but you're going to need more than just size and leaping ability if you want to succeed in this league.
Over a 7'4 wingspan for Clint Capella. That's long, folks, and makes him an intimidating shot blocker.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Now here's Brooks. Harden missing his last shot. Brooks with the bucket.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Paul passes to Capella. He dishes it to Harden. From deep, that will fall for his 7th bucket, 7 for 15 in this game.
Capella is getting better at sharing the ball, wanting to improve that part of his game.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Pass to Rab. Memphis moving that ball around.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Harden bounce pass. Anthony kicks to Paul. Over Conley. And it's Paul missing. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The pass to Conley. Brooks outside. Pass to Rab. Brooks against Harden. 5 to shoot. Brooks misses.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
And Chris throws it down hard.
And they are amped up right now. I mean, after trailing for so long and then trimming that margin, finally they take the lead.
That's good from Chris.
Young, rangy big man. Chris possesses a nice skill set, and I think the potential to be a terrific player in our league.
Now here's Brooks. He's got 9. Anderson outside. Wide open shot is on the money. Anderson's got the game tied up here for the Grizzlies.
And don't be surprised if we see a lot more of that to come. I mean, when he gets going like this, it is not easy to slow him down.
Harden, no good. And for Memphis, they're shooting in this game 45%. It's deflected. Conley against Paul. Over Conley. Paul can't get it to go.
The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense.
Brooks against Harden. Conley kicks to Brooks. Clock at 6. For the 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. Conley, the pass to Rabb. Back to Conley. Out to Brooks. Fires the 3. But they get it back.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Paul dishes to Capella, kicks it out to Harden. Paul surveying the floor. Over Conley. Grizzlies with the rebound. Green's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now here's Anderson. He's got 8. And here's Conley outside. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Not a shot he should have taken in the face of such tough defense. He needed to get a better look.
And that one's good, Anthony.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Conley finds Green. Back to Conley. On the wing, Green. Over Chris. And again, Memphis no good. Houston leading by 6. To the middle. Anderson against Anthony. Brooks with no one around. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Brooks has got 11 points. And here are the Rockets now. They're on a 15-6 run. Anderson against Anthony. Harden kicks to Paul. Anthony in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 5 assists tonight.
They know he's looking for him, so it's easy to see why Paul's teammates love him.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
For the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris, and it's Green in for Anthony. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Parsons checked in for Yvonne Rabb. Caspi comes in for Kyle Anderson. Brooks checked in for Marshawn Brooks. And it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. Here's Tucker. Harrison with the rebound.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Here's Paul after the made shot from Chandler Parsons. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards. I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Houston?
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
First one falls for him.
And Chris Paul, very much one of the best and most talented point guards in the league. A really poised floor leader who always is talking and is really an excellent leader, too.
And the Rockets making a change here. Ennis is checked in. And both free throws good from Paul.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Harrison kicks to Green. Poked loose. All up top. 9 points in the game so far. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He'd never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
And he knocks down the first one. And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans might be, but he made them very clear in a hurry.
Paul signing very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win-now mode and were willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
Here's Harrison. He's got 7. Good. 7 points for Brooks.
The D was all over him, but they just couldn't react in time to stop that quick reverse.
And so it's Houston with it. 6-point lead. And here is Paul. 11 points in the game. Kicks it to Ennis. Passes it to Nene. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Paul penetrating. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. Brandon Knight's checked in for Chris Paul.
Brandon Knight.
Two on the clock. Knight for 3, and it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
And the shot's good from Nene.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Here's Harrison. He's guarded by Knight. Parsons looking it over. Brooks outside. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. 10 points for Brooks.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Green passes to Knight. Nene kicks to Green. Offensive rebound over Green. The shot by Nene, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Brooks finds Parsons. Back to Brooks. Here's Harrison. Off target from outside. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Houston. They've led by as many as 11 points. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Memphis. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Friday, they'll host the Brooklyn Nets.
And you know, for that Pelicans game, it's going to be a bit of a measuring stick for them. See just how they stack up with a team that most would feel has the edge.
And he knocks down the first one.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And J.B. Bickerstaff wants a timeout.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Harrison. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Brooks kicks to Parsons. Back to Brooks. Here's Harrison. He's guarded by Knight. Memphis moving it around. And Brooks gets it to go.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Green against Brooks. Outside Knight. Floats one up, and the layup is up and in. Knight's got 5 points in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Here's Harrison. 7 points in the game. Parsons for 3. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Now here's Ennis. Lays it up off the glass. Ennis has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston making a switch here. Harden's checked in. .114 left here in the third quarter. Caspi, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And now a look at James Harden. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. 7th in free throw percentage, 8th in steals, and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Caspi. Rockets leading by 6. Now Knight. He's got 23. Harden outside. Now here's Tucker. Covered by Parsons. Clock is at 3. It's blocked.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Well, you're maximizing your possessions. That's the critical thing here, and they've got to make sure the timing is right, though.
Now here's Parsons. 13 points in the game. Green, the pass to Caspi. Over Green. It's rebounded by Houston. They've led by as many as 11 points. Harden right side. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Count that bucket. Harden's got 21 in the game.
Even when you think you have Harden pinned up, he still gets a shot past you. Incredibly creative.
It's Brooks on the wing. Over Harden. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. 15 points for Brooks.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
And so it's Houston with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Melo and Tucker are the forwards. Gerald Green out there with Harden. Then it's Nene in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Brooks misses.
Well, at best, the defense was average. I mean, he must make sure to finish these layups. Got to make those.
Green kicks to Harden. Back to Green. Nene left side. Here's Tucker. They get the rebound. And Nene with the stuff.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
Pass to Caspi. Sweet little floater.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
And it's Anthony with the ball for Houston. A great 4th quarter, just giving up 2 points. From the arc, it doesn't go for him. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Brooks finds Parsons. Now the pass to Harrison. Parsons outside. Pass to Brooks. Fires it up. Bullseye. Brooks has got it back down to within single digits for the Grizzlies. Houston moving it around. On the wing, Green. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Takes the 13-footer. A rebound by Rab. Rab's got 11 rebounds in the game.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
Now here's Harden. And stolen by Parsons. Green against Brooks. Passes to Rab. And there's the call on Nene. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Marquise Chris comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Paul in for Gerald Green. Memphis also making some changes. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Caspi. Marshawn Brooks comes in for Dylan Brooks. And Mike Conley subbed in for Harrison. Now here's Brooks. Outside Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up to the stripe. Rockets with the rebound.
And I think these are the shots he's got to avoid taking. I mean, already struggling. He's not helping his team right now looking at those shots.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Timeout called the Grizzlies. And James Harden was crowned MVP after last season. Greg, hard to argue with that selection.
Harden has had a case to win an MVP award for several years now. Finally was able to be the clear choice this past season. Another great line on what is shaping up to be a Hall-worthy resume.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Houston leading by 10. Paul with the ball. Down low. Kicks it out to Harden. Anthony in the corner. No good with the triple. For Memphis, they've gone just 33% from the field in the 4th quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And you watch Kyle Henderson out there. They call him slow-mo for how he moves on the court. Just one of those jack-of-all-trades type of players on offense, and wasn't known for his defense, but has put in a lot of work to improve in that area.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Anderson, the defense has been a focus for him the last few seasons.
And even though Anderson doesn't get up and down the floor fast, he still has quick hands and feet. Is being asked to guard some of the top forwards in the league for this team and wants players to try and shoot over him so he can use his length. Considers it a win if his assignment takes a jumper and doesn't get around it.
Both free throws good from Anderson.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Thursday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for that game against the Nuggets, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
And the first one at the line is good.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
And Paul drills both of them. And here is Conley. He kicks it to Anderson. Pass to Rabb. Parsons outside. The pass to Rabb. 5 on the clock. Here's Brooks. Harden with the defensive effort.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Anderson following the score by Houston. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good work defensively by Capella. Harden against Brooks. Harden kicks to Anthony. Pass to Capella, and it's Chris in the corner. And here's Anthony from the arc, but they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Conley, the pass to Brooks. Charity stripe shot. And again, Memphis no good.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Conley after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Rabb, the pass to Conley. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Rabb, that's good.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Houston. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. The teardrop falls in. Paul's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Conley finds Anderson. Passes it to Rabb. And he banks in the layup.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 6 assists in the game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Grizzlies trail by 17. Brooks kicks around. At the elbow, Conley. Clark, you played for a small market team in Indianapolis, so difficult now for them to retain all-star level talent, or so it would seem.
Yeah, that's always been the case, Kevin, and I don't think that's changed much. You know, KD goes from Oklahoma City to the Bay Area. Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward go from small markets to Boston, although Kyrie was traded. Gordon Hayward was signed as a free agent. I think it's just one of those inherent issues that will continue to be a challenge for some of the small market teams. That's why the draft and developing drafted players for those teams is so critically important.
Green, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
The Grizzlies trail by 18. Here is Brooks. Outside Conley. And another miss by Memphis.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bageled in the second.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Off the inbound, and the foul on Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. Memphis has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Conley dishes to Brooks. A lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team, and usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. And sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's the hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
The Grizzlies with another miss.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Now here's Anderson following the shot by Chris Paul. Green, the pass to Brooks. Anderson against Capella. Clock at 6. It's Anderson with the drive, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
One shot.
That free throw good from Anderson.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Harden outside. Lays it up off the glass. Harden's got 25 points in the game.
I've got a word for Harden. It's indefatigable. Say that real fast, which basically means he's tireless. Even when he's carrying the whole offense, he's got great energy and stamina.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Rockets leading by 19. Paul kicks to Harden. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Phenomenal body control from Harden. Superb at just knifing inside and forcing the defense to whack him.
For your Rockets, James Harden.
Throw good, James Harden. Well, Clark, some G League salaries on the rise due to two-way contracts.
Yeah, and I think some of it is a function, Kevin, of the league's prosperity and success as revenues continue to grow. But I don't think it's a handout. I mean, when these guys get called up to the NBA, they've got to continue to be ready to produce and contribute because at the end of the day, it's about production if you're going to make your way into the NBA.
Harden hits them both.
You know, what's most impressive about Harden to me is his versatility as a scorer. I mean, he's a remarkable combo guard with great size and strength and very efficient on the offensive end.
That's his 5th personal foul. At the line for the Grizzlies, Michael Conley taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Marquise Chris. Ennis, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Brandon Knight in for Chris Paul. Then for the Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks. He's checked in for Rab, and it's Harrison in for Brooks. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 1:46 left to play here in the fourth. Outside Knight. Kicks it to Nene. Over Green. Another miss by Houston. And it's Harrison with the ball for Memphis.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Rockets.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside, and that was working all game long.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
But, Greg, still 2 more games upcoming between these teams, so we could have a few more twists and turns down the road.
And we watched him all night long. No one could really stop him. Just another excellent game it was for James Harden.
And, you know, he was really important today. Integral, taking and making shots time and time again.
Now here's Ennis. Harden outside. Over Harrison. Harden's shot is off. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. High, arcing shot, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. .26 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and Green gets it to go.
Boy, I tell you what a well-designed play, executed beautifully, too.
and they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Now, here is Knight. He's covered closely. So we see Houston taking the W here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.